Welcome everyone to another day on the farm with us here at JSH Rabbits. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be showing you how to cut up a rabbit. Many of you have heard of rabbit meat being consumed in Jamaica more and more nowadays, but a lot of you don't actually know what a rabbit looks like when it's dressed and ready for cutting. So we're going to show you what that looks like today. Rabbit is a very nutritious meat. It is very high in protein and it is low in fat. It is often comparable to fish, if not more nutritious than fish, and it is comparable in texture and in the look of chicken. It is comparable to chicken. What we have here today, we have two rabbits, and of course these two rabbits are of different age and different texture. Alright, so this rabbit here is about 3 months. It is what we would call a fryer based on the age at which it was slaughtered. And this one over here is a bit older, probably about a year old, and this one is what we would call a roaster. Alright, so you have two different types of the rabbit meat. So with a fryer is younger, softer, and the meat can be done with varying styles. A roaster on the other hand is a little bit older, the texture of the meat is different, so roasters are typically good in like stews. Meat from fryers like the one on the right tends to be of a lighter complexion, softer, and of a different texture than roasters like the one on the left. There are varying definitions on what a roaster is in terms of age, but if you look closely at the two, you will see the difference. Here at JSH Rabbits, we pride ourselves on providing the best quality meat at a reasonable price. Our track record speaks for itself as we've been able to supply major markets consistently and without interruption. Our rabbits have been prepared by some of the top chefs in Jamaica, but you don't really need to be a big chef to cook a rabbit. The meat is actually quite versatile. In fact, rabbit can substitute for chicken in most recipes or dishes. So, in order to effectively cut up a rabbit, we'll need our tools. First off, we'll need the rabbits, which we have here. We'll also need a nice, solid, clean surface. And of course, we would need our knife and our honing steel. To make the work a lot easier, we need to have a very sharp knife. So, now we're ready. So we have the rabbit here. We're going to begin by removing the limbs. So we're going to remove the legs. And in order to do that, we're going to feel for the joints. We're going to get our knife and we're going to cut in the joint. So might need to use a little force, break the bone, and then we cut. Alright, so we try to find the joint and we cut in the joint. Right, so it's one leg. Both legs. trying to get us off as much meat as possible. So now the legs are up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove the meat from the back. So we realize that we have a lot of excess skin here. Inside here we have the rib cage, this is the liver, and the kidneys. We can just remove those. So we have the liver here. Can remove that. Alright, so have the rib cage here. Alright, so we're going to remove the meat from the back. So this one right here, we can find the joint. Rabbits have very hard bones, so we can cut right there. Alright, so how we're going to remove the rest of the meat now? We're basically going to fillet, or we're going to, basically we're going to kind of fillet the back. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll feel along the spine, feel for the bone. We'll actually position our knife and we'll make a cut along the backbone. Alright, so once we do that, then we'll basically trim along the backbone to remove the meat. So we trim as close to the backbone as possible to remove as much meat as possible. You don't want all of this meat going to waste. So we trim to remove as much meat as possible. So there you go. So here we have some meat here. It might not, or should I say it's not the best cut, but then again, we're farmers, not chefs. So this is the amount of meat though you can actually get from such a rabbit. So put that over there. So we're going to go to the next side now. So we're going to feel along the backbone. Again, going to make a cut. Then we're going to trim along the ribs, get off the meat. This is the meat, and so there might be a little bit more meat on it that we could actually take off, but basically when you cut up a rabbit, this is what you would be left with, and of course this could be reused as some soup stock or for some other purpose. Alright, so what we can do is we just basically trim off the little meat that remains, and we would have our rabbit meat cut up. So at the end of it, this is what we're left with. You can see the different cuts. We have the meat from the back here, we have the front legs, we have the liver and the kidneys, we have the back legs, we have a little trimming from the ribs, and also the little tailbone there. And what you'll realize now is that this is mostly meat. So by doing this video, one of the main things that we wanted to get across is that you don't have to be a chef to cut up a rabbit. Once you can cut up a chicken, you can cut up a rabbit. And in truth and in fact, this is actually my second time cutting up a rabbit. And once you know how to handle your knife, and you have a sharp knife, then you shouldn't have much problems. Of course, how you would cut up a rabbit is dependent on the type of dish that you intend to cook. So if you're going to jerk this rabbit, for example, you wouldn't necessarily want to cut it up in parts like how we did here. But this would probably be good for a stew, or probably frying or currying or some other dish, but not necessarily for jerking. So what we also realize is that in Jamaica, there's a bit of a stigma as it relates to consuming rabbit meat. People will say that, boy, the rabbit looks like a cat, or it looks like a rat, I'm not going to eat this thing. But what you need to realize is that it's nothing to be afraid of. The same way you cut up a chicken, you can cut up a rabbit. The same way you prepare a chicken, you can actually prepare a rabbit. Here at JSH Rabbits, we're actually a premier supplier of quality rabbit meat, one of the most consistent in the island. Currently, we actually supply varied markets, including restaurants and jerk centers. We actually supply one of the biggest jerk centers in Clarendon currently. So if it is that you want some rabbit meat, you want to add the rabbit meat to your diet, feel free to follow us on social media at JSH Rabbits. You can look us up on Facebook. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, do some comments, and of course, you can also contact us at 410-6665, whether by call or WhatsApp. So don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, to send in your comments, and here's an idea for you. How do you want us to prepare this meat? Alright, so send in your comments to let us know. And next time, we'll definitely put on the chef hat and go into the kitchen. So we'll give you a little look at how we would prepare this. So send in your comments. Alright, so once again, thank you for watching, and tune in next time. Peace.